Hi. Sorry I got so emotional over a silly little boat but listening to my aunt and uncle tell their missionary stories, this little boat almost became like it had a personality to it. It was an important part of their missionary experience. But I get emotional so easily. I can cry over lots of things. Sorry about that. But to go on, today I want to tell you about, and this was the next thing. Jesus was walking, they walked everywhere, and the Pharisees wanted so bad to trap Jesus in something. They wanted to really catch him in something. And so they sent a lawyer on their behalf to see if they could trip Jesus up in any of his words. And the lawyer, who was a Jew, said, "Lord, now really, what must I do to be a part of this new government, this new kingdom, this new world that you're talking about? What must I do?" And Jesus said to him, "Well, you know you know the law, and you know all the commandments and everything. If you do these with sincerity from your heart, you haven't got a problem. If you love the Lord your God with all your heart, which are the first 4 commandments, and your neighbor as yourself, which are the last 6 commandments." See, it all envelops the 10 commandments, which Jesus became. He walked right off. He's a living word. He not only kept them, he became them. And the lawyer said, "Well, Lord, I know the law." Jesus said, "That's not enough." He says, "You've got to have it in your heart what you want to do." And he gave this lawyer a parable. A parable is a story with a deeper meaning. And he said, one time there was a Jew who was walking from Jerusalem to Jericho. He was on his mule, and the mule slipped, and the Jewish man fell off. And he was hurt very badly. He hit his head on a rock and went all, but whatever it was, he was hurt very badly, and his steed ran off, and he was bleeding by the road. And Jesus said, then a priest from the temple came by, and he didn't even pay any attention to this Jewish man at all. He just kept walking by, pretending he didn't even see him. Not a word. He was on his way somewhere to do something what he thought was more important. In a little while, a man from the tribe of Levi came by, who was also a Jew, and he saw the man, and he said, basically, "Oh, sorry, chap," and he went on. He didn't say that, but that was his attitude. He didn't do anything to help the poor man. And then a Samaritan came by, and the Samaritan were called dogs by the Jews. And so this Samaritan came by, and he took compassion on this Jewish man, even though he was Jewish, the man that was hurt, and even though he was a Samaritan and called a dog by these Jewish people, he took compassion on the man, and the man was probably going in and out of consciousness, so he got off of his steed or whatever he was on, and he poured oil into his wounds and started to cleanse them and said, "You're going to be okay, you're okay." I mean, this is a Samaritan who was called a dog by these Jews. and he wrapped up his wounds, and he put him on his own donkey or his own mule or whatever he was riding. And he walked, he took the reins, and he was holding on to this poor hurt Jewish man, and he walked him around to the road to the next inn, the next motel. And when he got to the motel, he took the man off and brought him in to a motel room. He paid for a motel room for the man, for the Jewish man. And he continued to wipe his wounds clean and get him freshened up as much as possible. And so, let me see my time. Yeah. And so he, but he had to go on. He had business. So he went out to the innkeeper and he said, will you please kind of look after this man for me? He said, because I have business elsewhere, but I will be back tomorrow. And here's some money for him right now. But when I come back, I will pay you whatever, if it costs more, I'll pay you when I get back. The innkeeper said that would be fine. And so when the man came back, he did pay the money. And the Jewish man recovered and was made well again, thanks to this Samaritan. And don't ever forget, the Samaritans were considered to be no more than a dog by these Jewish leaders, especially the Pharisees, those snotty Jewish Pharisees. And so Jesus said, this is fulfilling the law. He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and your neighbor as yourself. And his neighbor was a Samaritan, was a Jew. Don't you wish today we could remember that parable that Jesus, this is the way that we become one in unity in the, I'll call it the Old English word, the kingdom, in the family of God. Because with God, there is neither Jew nor Greek, neither Jew nor Gentile, black or white or brown or yellow. We're all one in Jesus Christ. And so the lawyer couldn't find anything on Jesus at all. But see how important Jesus' parables are? Jesus is above any government thing that we could dream up. So leave it off there today.